talk to someone, and I want to talk to you guys about. Don't worry, I'm fully clad. I'm fully clad. It's just my. I'm fully clad. Um, I have an amazing friend that I would say is amazing, and I've always been happy and proud to have her as my friend. But now I'm beginning to notice that maybe we're just good as long distance friends that can talk to each other. Because I learned something recently. My friend is an awful house guest. My friend is overbearing, and I can't believe I'm putting my friend and that in the same sentence because I've always been someone that took pride in being someone that had the best friends, the most amazing friendships. But I guess nobody's perfect because I'm not perfect either. It's just that I'm not overbearing, I'm not dirty, I'm very considerate, compassionate, and I have a lot of empathy for people. I tend to put myself in people's shoes a lot before I take certain actions or decisions. So I just hope she never finds this video. So I'm gonna make it as long and as boring as possible. So whenever anyone sees 1 hour long a 1 hour long video, they just don't want to click. So maybe this is just gonna be like my safe hiding place since I don't have any viewers though. I'm still talking to myself. Here's the story. So my friend came to visit me in my country, but she didn't stay with me. She stayed in her own um, rented place for the trip, and I wanted to make her trip as beautiful as possible. Whenever I have someone visiting, I make a food timetable and I also make a an activity timetable. So it's something I started doing since when did I start living alone as an adult? I started living alone as an adult many years ago, and then when if someone's come to visit me for a short stay, I make a food timetable and an activity timetable. I do it on my Excel, I color code it so we can have a great time going out. Then one day, I remember when you came into my life. Love was in the air. No, it's not a love story. Um, so one time, anyway, guys, let me just get back to this. Let me focus on this particular story. I remember when you came in. You know the song, Montel Jordan, right? That's how it all began. Dun, 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 dun. Mon amour, je t'aime toi aussi. Whenever I see the French comments, I don't know if I should start speaking French or just stick to English. Mais je vais essayer de mélanger les deux. Okay, so I'm talking about a friend that's a wonderful friend but was a terrible house guest. So many of you have friends like that. They're nice people, but when they visit, they're terrible house guests. And this was my story. My friend is a terrible house guest. She didn't stay with me. I feel bad that I'm telling you guys instead of telling her personally, but that's because I'm now beginning to wonder, like, why did I have a friend that I had never lived with enough to know that we couldn't live together? I even told my mom, I said I would never live in the same house with this girl because, my God, for starters, the first thing I noticed was she puts her things everywhere. It was her own space that she rented for the trip, okay? So it shouldn't bother me, but it did because I'm not that I like to keep things neat. I like to be in a neat place. She puts her things everywhere. I'm talking about my friend being a terrible house guest. She puts her things everywhere. She's dirty. Let's get back to the part where I made a meal, a food list, an activity list. So the food list I made, I want to make sure she was comfortable, even though she wasn't staying with me. She was staying in a rented place. I wanted rented apartment, rented studio. I wanted to make sure she was comfortable. So my plan was I would cook and I would take to meet her. But then when I went to the place, I was like, it would be a lot easier since she's 40 minutes away from me. It would be a lot easier to just go with food ingredients so I can cook there. So I made it my mission to cook for her the first night. She arrived late. And the stress of the first night was that after cooking, I put the food in my microwave glass bowl. By the time I got to the tram station, I didn't know that my bag wasn't locked because I ran out of the house in a hurry. And then the food fell on the floor. It was a loud noise. Thankfully, there were just two people there at the tram station. It was a loud noise. There was glass everywhere with the food everywhere. Yeah, I felt really bad because that's a lot of effort and resources on the floor, plus the cost of a microwave glass bowl. He was just there on the floor, and the tram was here. And I'd already waited for the tram for 25 minutes because it was almost midnight. And when it gets towards midnight, you can't have to wait longer. I went, still got to my friend's house, still made sure that I made something. So I think I fried some plantain. And then no, that was on plantain night. I turned some swallow Nigerian food, wheat, with delicious okra soup that I made. I made a delicious okra soup with chicken, with beef, with prawns. It was very tasty, and she ate first night down. Next day was Sunday. I already told her I had someone that normally comes to pick me up on Sundays to go to church. I meet her at so and so time. I was expecting my friend to be on time. My friend was just being so easygoing and everything. I didn't know whether to rush her, but she was just being so easygoing and not taking it very seriously that I needed to meet someone at a particular time to pick me up. So I just quietly sent a message to the woman that she shouldn't worry because I like to maintain my honor and my reputation with the woman and maintain the relationship that I have. So I just texted her she could go. My friend was ready at an odd time and still wanted us to go out. And I didn't want to change my mind on my decision so she wouldn't feel bad because she's put in effort to dress up. I had to honor that too. So I said, okay, let's just go to my place, my hostel, so you see. So she came by my hostel and she saw, and all that. And I don't know what she ate on the trip, but first things first, when she entered my room, just like first things first, when she entered her room, she had to use the toilet. Not bad. Okay, use it. No wahala. Not judging on that, but I just felt like maybe she ate something bad on the way. But that's not the first thing you do when you come into my room. You understand? I'm not judging that. I'm just saying that as part of the story. Not judging that at all. But that's not like the first thing you do when you come into my room. But I felt like we're close like that. Do you understand? So everything else went well in my room. She didn't stay in my room for long, so I'd have no issues with that. We went somewhere nice. She got a burger. She went to McDonald's. She got a burger. I took my first McDonald's burger ever in my entire life because I'm not a burger person and I'm not a McDonald's person. I'm not a fast food person. I like to cook my own food and eat my own food healthy. So, raison qui nous compte à l'anglais. Qui est la personne qui parle à Can Ozen? Arrogant people, mon amour. Oh, okay, yeah. No, it wasn't really. She wasn't. I wouldn't say arrogant. It's just like we have different upbringings. Like where I was brought up, I was brought up in a home where. Let me just give a background story. I was brought up with my sisters and my brother. I would say my upbringing was very beautiful, and it feels like a dream. What people put on social media now to make others see and validate was our reality growing up. We used to sing and dance with our parents. We used to wear about the same. My mom was a dressmaker. Is a dressmaker. So, but then she was more like a dressmaker, and then she delved into other things. She would make the same designs for us. Two for me and my elder sister would wear the same, and then my two sisters would wear. Younger sisters would wear the same. We would come out and dress. We watched a lot of Sound of Music, so we would come out dressed up, sing to our parents. Every time I wanted to ask our parents for something, we would write a song about it, and then we'll come to the living room to sing to our parents about it, and then they would approve or not. um my mom was someone who would stay at home with us. She was into arts and she was very creative, so she would do a lot of creative things for us. I remember very well, my heart was dark with sin until the savior came in. She made the whole art for us. There were hearts of different colors. My heart was dark with sin was a black heart with this thick embroidered cardboard. Until the savior came in was a green card, heart love, with legs. She put legs. She glued the legs to it with face and everything. His precious blood, I know, was a red card with eye, nose, and mouth with white cute legs too. My mom made that. It was big. has washed it white as snow, and now is white. And in God's word, I'm told. Now there's the Bible made by my mom, with two legs too. I walk the streets of gold. Now there's a yellow embroidered cardboard card in the shape of a heart with two cute white legs. To grow in Christ each day. Now we have another green card. I read my Bible and pray. Then the Bible comes again. My mom made that. So I'm just trying to explain to you how my upbringing was. And then we lived with another aunt of ours that was with us for a long time. And we started cooking and cleaning every member of the house, including my brother. There was no exemption. We grew up in a house where we wanted to keep the place neat, clean, tidy. We never sent our siblings on errands. My mom was someone that, um, she liked to do things herself. She would send us on errands too. So we didn't really, it wasn't so much. So most times when we watch people talk about African homes, we see that aggressive African mother thing. I can't relate, but I find it funny. But I can't relate because I didn't grow up in that household where parents shout at kids, beat kids, spank kids, throw the slippers. And some people will look at this and say, oh, gentle parenting. No, my dad was very strict. My mom was very strict too. There were lots of strong principles in the house. There just wasn't hostility, aggressiveness, and shouting. It was a very healthy background. Yeah, why am I saying this? Because contrast to when my friend came to visit. For the first time in my life, I had a guest that ate and didn't say thank you. I'm not saying kneel down, but it was just normal. I didn't take it as anything. She finished eating, she left the dishes there, and I took it to the kitchen, to the sink to wash. Why am I saying this? Context. In most African homes, and in Nigeria as an example, when you go to visit someone and the person offers you a meal and you're done eating the meal, at least pretend like you want to do the dishes. Pretend like you want to do the dishes, and then the person says, no, no, don't worry, no, leave it there, no, don't do that, you're just my guest, stop it. Pretend like you want to do the dishes, and then let them say, no, don't do that, leave it there. My friend never pretended, my friend never attempted. She just left the plate there and went back to bed. And I said, wait, are the plates supposed to move themselves? Because I'm your friend, I'm not your servant, I'm your friend. Now, do I do this for my sisters? Yes, but not every time. The times I do this for my sisters are when they're very busy, because I have a sister that does work from home. She's with her laptop morning till night. I know she's not going to get up, so I give her food. I go back there to check. I take the food away. But I mean, you're my friend that you came to. You're in your own room, and I'm here just trying to cook for you to make you feel comfortable. Next day, after the burger, I did the whole, oh, thanks, and I ate, because to me it's just normal. But then I now figured, wait, this girl ate without saying thank you yesterday. No wahala, we're just friends. By the way, anytime I say no wahala, it's a Nigerian way of saying no qualms, no problem. Like, no wahala, don't think about it too much. Listen, this is going to get worse. So, Tuesday is over, Monday, Sunday is over, and what do we eat for dinner on Sunday? Plantain and something, sha. I don't remember. I think it was plantain and rice and stew. Yes, rice, stew, and plantain. So I made rice, stew, and plantain. Guys, if you are from Nigeria, when I say stew, I don't mean that thing you see when you go to Google Images and click on stew. No, type Nigerian stew in your Google search. What you see is what I made. It takes effort. It takes skills. It's made with love. So I made it. Rice, stew, and plantain. Nigerian fried plantain. Google it. Just Google Nigerian rice, stew, and plantain. I made that with pork. Pork. En français, on appelle ça échine de porc. So I made it with that. It was so tender. It was so juicy with a lot of échine de porc. This was Sunday night. My friend ate again, didn't move her dishes, didn't attempt to wash. It was just weird. And I said to myself, wait, I don't feel like a friend anymore. I now feel like I came with the Airbnb as the Airbnb live-in cleaner and cook. So I wasn't seeing that regard that you get, you know. It was I think the best I heard was, This stew is so delicious. I know I'm a good cook. The food is delicious. Do you understand? But after the meal, there was no, oh, thanks for dinner. There was nothing like that. There was no attempt to wash. There was nothing, nothing. It was new to me. It was shocking. So Sunday had passed. The next day was Monday. Now, what happened on Sunday night? I'm saying this as an account because I feel like if my friend stumbles upon this video tomorrow, I want her to see exactly how I felt about it and to also know why I couldn't tell her personally. So that Sunday night, I noticed something. The first that night, I thought it was because she was just that notice that she was always on reels, on reels, on reels. So when someone has a low attention span with reels, you would notice, or when someone's still looking for something. The volume was loud. It was an Airbnb studio. The volume was very loud. Your friend is just there quiet. You should be considerate. As you guys hear me, I'm very soft spoken. I'm very calm. I like a quiet environment. I like everywhere cozy. Like I could open this window right now. Woo, you get. But I like everywhere cozy and quiet. But I think she was just the opposite. It was so noisy, and then the quality of reels she was listening to wasn't the kind of reels I would listen to. I'm someone that I filter what I listen to. I have a very clean TL. I watch things that are educative, edifying, funny, but not ridiculous. But it can be ridiculous, but I don't know. We have different kinds of content. The algorithm knows. So she was just disturbing, disturbing. This went on and on and on and on and on. And I need you guys to understand that I'm sitting on the sofa. I'm lying on the sofa. She's lying on the Airbnb bed, and there's this demarcation, and it's just yarns. It's just thread. Like I can see you. You can see that I'm trying to sleep. The light is bright. It's 10 p.m. and there's this noise going on and on. And guys, I'm not done yet. While this noise is going on and on, she turns on the speaker. She came with an additional speaker, turns that one on, and is seeing a movie on it, and is then still watching reels on this one. And I'm like, should I say something? Because this is not my room. This is your Airbnb. This is your Airbnb. I can't say anything. So that Sunday night, even though it was 10 p.m., and I was trying so hard to sleep, and it was so noisy, and she was watching two things at the same time, and the light was so bright. You know what I said to myself? This is not my house. If someone told me this, what will I tell the person? Were your legs tied to that place? That's what I would say. So I just said, okay, are your legs tied to this place? No. So what do you do? Go to your room. So you know what I did? I just stood up. I was like, girl, tomorrow I have a meeting in the morning. I have another meeting by 2 p.m. So I need to go to my hostel tonight so that tomorrow I'm not late and I don't have excuses. So I told her, there's still rice, there's still stew, there's still plantain. Tomorrow morning, you eat rice, you eat stew, you eat plantain. Guys, why am I telling you this? So that you notice. I said, tomorrow morning, you eat rice, you eat stew, you eat plantain. If you're just joining, I'm talking about my friend being an amazing friend, but a terrible, awful house guest that I never want to host again. And the funny thing is, she wasn't even in my place, but I was hosting. So I told her, I'm going, tomorrow is Monday morning. You eat rice, you eat stew, you eat plantain for breakfast, and I'll come see you in the evening. So I went about my day because it wasn't holiday period. The week before was holiday, but it's not holiday anymore. So I have to go back to school. So I went to school, even though I didn't need to be in school because we didn't have any courses for that week. I went back to school just to be. That night, I was just so happy to be back in my room. I sent a picture of myself smiling to my sister. I sent it to my sister. I was like, oh my God, peace and serenity. I sent the picture to my sister. I was like, relief. Then the next day, I went about my day, not even knowing what was happening. I just felt like, okay, my friend's an adult. She'll be all right wherever she is. I don't know what she came to France to do, but I know that she'll be okay wherever she is. So she texted me at 2 p.m. or past 2, and she said, where are you? I'm very hungry. I'm shaking. I'm surprised, like, why is she okay? What's this saying? So I'm surprised, like, why is she telling me that she's hungry and she's shaking. Why do I need to know that? Yes, I have friends. Yes, talk to me. Yes, yes, talk to me. I have friends. This is actually one of my closest friends, one of my most wonderful humans that I'm talking about right now. That's why it's so hard to talk about this to her. So she texted me around 2 or 3, like, "Where are you? I'm hungry and my body is shaking." And I texted like, "Why is your body shaking? There's rice. I left you rice, stew, plantain." And then I started to notice that she didn't want to eat till I was there. She wanted me to serve her, or she didn't like to go to the kitchen and she didn't like to cook. So it felt as if I was good for being a cook or being, and she, I don't know, I started to feel bad from that moment. Like, why haven't you just warmed the food? Because when I noticed that she didn't even warm the food was the fact that I got there and I saw that the rice, I intentionally didn't put the rice in the fridge so that the next day it's not, it doesn't change shape or something. We eat parboiled rice as Nigerians so that you just enjoy it the next morning. So I noticed that she didn't even warm me the rice. She didn't warm the rice. As simple as just, it's a flat burner. Just touch it like this. Pew, touch it and let the heat itself up. No, she didn't. I hate wasting food. I'm a foreign student abroad and I don't like wasting food. Every food I have is a gift from God, it's precious. I cherish it. I don't like to waste food. So when that night I saw the food, I felt really bad that I knew I was going to throw it away. So she went out that evening. We got burgers. We ate. Next day, that was the day I was supposed to make fried rice. That was now Tuesday. Woke up in the morning to noise, and the thing is, when she turns on the morning lights, she doesn't say excuse me. We stay in this room, and she just turns on the lights, and it's really sharp, and it's just, I know it can be done without because there's another smaller headlamp over there, but she just turns on the light, and it's just listening to sounds and different sounds, and it's so cacophonous, guys. I don't know how to explain this. There's no concern, there's no consideration for I live in this room with someone. I just felt like I was invisible or I wasn't existing in that room. So this next morning, she woke up and next thing she told me was, okay, I started making a list of things to do today because this I've already had an activity list, but then the plans were changing. So I said, today's activity, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. And then the next thing she tells me is, yeah, I start cooking the fried rice now because I told her I was going to cook fried rice. So I woke up in the morning and my first mission is to cook fried rice. So I was like, okay. I didn't want to complain. I was like, it's temporary. She'll soon leave. Guys, you know the process of cooking fried rice? The process of cooking Nigerian fried rice. Google Nigerian fried rice. Go type it on Google search. That Tuesday morning, I cooked fried rice. Thankfully, I'd already cut the veggies in my house, as in ahead of her arrival. I cut it and put it in the freezer. All I had to do this time was fry the chicken. I already boiled the chicken in my house. So what I wanted to, no, 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 no. I boiled the chicken in her Airbnb. So that I boiled it, I fried it, I prepared the veggies, prepared the rice. Not one moment did my friend come to the kitchen corner to say, let me join you, or let me just stay with you, or let me see what you're doing. No form of assistance rendered, suggested, nothing. It was just like my job there was to cook. Alors j'étais à la cuisine, j'étais en train de cuisiner. Et quand j'ai fini, tu vois, en fait, c'était comme si la joie de cuisiner était à peu près disparue. C'était comme si la joie que j'avais quand j'ai dit que j'allais faire la cuisine, j'allais préparer um, Nigerian fried rice, c'est comme si la joie était un peu disparue. It's as if the joy disappeared in a way because there was no, there's this joy in making fried rice. If you're Nigerian and you've made fried rice at home with your family, you know there's joy in making fried rice. It comes with a lot of joy. It's a colorful meal, it's festive, there's joy. I didn't feel the joy. So I made the food, I served nicely. My joy was still there in a way because I still I'm someone that I still like to stay happy no matter what. But as I talk about it now, I feel like my joy wasn't there. But anyway, I was happy. I served her again. She wouldn't even as little as come to the kitchen to pick the food. I had to take it to her bed. And after she ate, she still left it on the bed. I had to go again, pick it up, take it to the kitchen, wash the dishes, clean up because I cook and clean, cook and clean, cook and clean. So everywhere was already clean. So I just drops of water, I cleaned up again. I ate quietly, and then I had other things to do. So now I had to start a class. It was evening, and I wanted to just eat fast. So I took another scoop of the fried rice and I was eating because in Nigeria we call it tautology. So tautology in Nigeria, tautology meal in Nigeria is when you repeat the meal you had previously instead of having a different meal the other time of the day. So I had the tautology of the fried rice. I don't know why they call it tautology. I honestly don't know why. So I had the tautology of the fried rice and I was eating, and then she asked me, um, so where's the obolo soup now? Let's eat some obolo. And I'm like, I wanted to say, can't you see that there's still fried rice? And I threw away white rice today because of you. And now there's still fried rice. All you need to do is go there, warm it up, and eat. But now you want to eat something different. No problem. I started this. And maybe I should finish it. So I brought out my delicious fried rice. Background story: this fried rice is this obolo soup was so delicious. I made it. It was so delicious, so tasty. Oh my god! I ate the remaining part of it yesterday. It had chicken, prawns, beef, pork. It was so good, such delicious obolo soup. And I'm someone I don't cook with Maggie, so my food is like so good. And I kept it when my friend was coming because I had the feeling that I wanted her to taste something really nice and I wanted her to just give me that, yo, this food is so good, this food is banging. I turned the wheat, I made the soup, I served her, and it gave me some kind of flashback like I was serving my uncle or my dad because all she ever did was show up to eat. She's a nice friend though, don't get me wrong. But when I stayed with her for this trip, it's like all she ever did concerning food was use her mouth. She never offered to help, offered to assist. It was as if it was my work, and I would even serve it on the table, and all she had to do was show up to eat. So I thought that maybe when she put the first or second in her mouth, she'd be like, oh my God, this soup is banging. She ate everything, cleared the plate. You know when I say clear the plate was clean. Clean, as in clean, everything was clean. I'm not saying there were stains of red oil. I'm saying it was clean, like it was wiped with the tip of the edge of the finger like this and licked. That's how tasty my cooking is. The two plates were clean and empty. And I had a class. You know the way I come here online and I'm teaching. So I was teaching for 3 hours. And I was teaching. After teaching, I saw that the plates were in the sink, not washed. I don't keep plates in the sink. I don't like keeping plates in the sink. I don't like to look at the sink and see plates. And all the while I've been in that place with her, she had never met plates in the sink. So what did she leave the plates in the sink for on Tuesday? So when I saw the plates in the sink after I had taught for 3 hours, teaching for 3 hours is stressful. Talking alone is hard. And then you have to talk and teach in a language that is not yours for 3 hours, sitting down in the evening after cooking fried rice and after turning wheat and after making reheating a bowl of soup. You have to do all that work and still teach for 3 hours, sitting down, speaking French. And then you look behind you and in the sink, all of the plates that were used to eat are waiting for you. That was the part where I wanted to say something, but I didn't want to say anything because in my family, they know my mouth's no good. In Nigeria, when someone says my mouth no good, what I do for a living, Eniola? Hi, Eniola. What do I do for a living? I'm a student right now, and on the side, I help women with fibroids. I coach women on their period and on fibroid healing. I also have some women who have endometriosis that I try to assist, and PCOS as well. And on the corner, as a student in the evenings, or on Saturdays, I teach English to French people and I teach French to English people. So I have people that learn English and French with me from all over the world, and it's very exciting. And I think that's what really has made me bolder about coming online to talk, because normally I'm someone that I'm like, if I go online, I want to wear makeup, I want to wear do this, I want to do that, but now I'm just wearing this and talking to you guys. And some of you thought I was naked. No, I'm not naked now. I would never be that reckless. So yeah, so Tuesday night, after everything, teaching and all, I saw she left the plates in the sink. And I'm like, is it possible for you to have a good friend? Is it possible for you to have a very good friend, an amazing friend that is a terrible house guest? The answer is yes. That means it's also possible for you to have an amazing guy that you see outside, that takes you out, that treats you right, that chats with you, that solves your problems, or most that connects you to opportunities, but could be a terrible live-in partner. So that's just how I philosophized it. Like, this could happen. So Tuesday night I was like, should I wake her up? Because I know say my mouth no good. In Nigeria, when someone says your mouth no good, it means that please calm down, don't talk. Because anytime you try to, when you're angry and you try to talk, you get to the bottom of the matter. You're not insulting, you're just too honest. So so that's why when someone say my mouth no good, it's like saying your mouth is not good. It's not that you insult or you try to make people feel bad. You're just going to be too honest that it's going to hurt that person. So I've learned to not say anything. And most times people see me that I don't say anything when they do things to me or say things to me. And they think it's because I have nothing to say. I told someone, I said, if I talk back, we'll end up in the court of human rights. That is why I'm keeping you quiet, because my mouth's no good. So that Tuesday night, I was like, keep it quiet, keep it quiet, keep it quiet. So what I did was I wanted to just keep the remaining fried rice in the fridge. As soon as I opened the fridge door, two eggs fell. I was like, oh God. Now I had to clean the floor. So I did that, and then I went to bed. I was like, I'm too tired and too sick to still be here. I'm starting to feel disrespected, unappreciated, taken for granted, taken for a cleaner, taken for a cook. I don't I don't see myself being the Love Aludo that I know that I am now. I don't feel like my highest self. So there's an alarm that rings on my phone that goes highest self every hour. It comes up on my phone. Highest self question mark is a way of reminding myself that remember to be your highest self today. Highest self doesn't mean pride or arrogance. Highest self means you're still queenly, you're still regal, you're still royal, you're still feminine. You're in your highest self energy. You're not looking down on yourself. You're not feeling bad about decisions. You're learning from different things. Like, so that moment, I wasn't feeling my highest self, even though I knew that to be great, you had to be the servant. I was feeling disrespected. I was feeling unappreciated. I was feeling abused, even though nobody asked me to do this. I was feeling like I had brought myself to a point where I was too nice for my own good. That's where I had brought myself to at that point. And I just said, I can't do this anymore. Plus all of the Instagram noises and everything, noise was just way too much. So the next morning, as early as 6 o'clock, I started packing my things, like all of the food stuff I took there. I started packing, and I just told her, "Oh, there's a family that comes to look for me on Wednesday. They come for me early in the morning. If she can see this video now, anytime she sees this video, I just need you to know there's no family that comes for me early in the morning." I was just so tired. I missed my kingdom. I missed my palace. My room is a palace where I'm queen. I take care of myself. I have my goldfish. I have my candle. I have my orchids. I have this beauty, peace, serenity. I have my vision board in front of me. It's just so queenly. Like, it's just so peaceful, like the kind of house I grew up in. So I just wanted to be in a safe, quiet place. As I just left early that morning, got to my room. I just, I think when I got to my room, I didn't even sleep immediately. When I got to my room, I just prepared my room and I just laid down for a long while. Started watching A Thief at Baghdad, something I watched when we were kids, watched it with my family. Started watching The Thief of Baghdad, and I just stayed in my room. I started asking myself, what did I do wrong? I started reviewing what happened, and I was like, no, I think my friend doesn't have polite requests. I grew up in a home where people make polite requests. My friend doesn't have polite requests. I grew up in a home where people don't send people on errands. My friend sends me on errands. No, and I don't mean errands like help me deliver this to this. I mean errands like go get that this. Go bring this, bring that. We don't do that in my house. In my house, before anyone will send you to do anything, it has to be like the person is really, really unable to move. In my house, you go get stuff by yourself. In our house, we don't. You go get stuff by yourself, honestly. Not because we couldn't ask each other to do things, but because out of respect for the other person, just don't don't push people around. My friend did that, and I just wanted to be home where I was queen again. Everyone is a queen in their own house. So that's why I came back to my room that morning, thinking about my life as a good person. Do you want to keep being a goody 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 two shoes? No. You want to keep being a doormat? No. This is your friend. How are you going to tell her? I don't know. Just tell her you don't like the way she made you feel when she came. You don't like the way that she didn't wash those dishes. You don't like the way she didn't even assist you in the kitchen. You don't like the way she ate and left her plate. You don't like the way she never even came to like serve herself, always waited for you to serve her and all. You don't like the way she left the plate in the sink. And I was just thinking about it. So eventually the family that comes for me on Wednesdays, they came, then they dropped me off. When they dropped me off, she texted me again, oh, where are you? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm coming. So I went, I saw that this time she had got lots of things that she had eaten. So she wasn't waiting for me again for food, and I was very happy. I just knew that that obolo soup from Tuesday night was the last time I would ever say, let me cook for my friend for this trip. So I saw that she had bought a lot of things, but then there was a mess everywhere. Everywhere was messy. This is a studio. How do you live in this mess? And then now I had to sleep in this dustbin because the sofa was close to the sink. And I didn't want to get rid of it because I knew that was something I would do impulsively because I don't like to see dirt in my living space. So I was like, this is the dustbin. This is the sink. Why couldn't she just throw all of this trash in the sink? And I started thinking, like, do I even know this person? I was like, is she waiting for me to do it? And guess what, guys? The plates from Tuesday night for the obolo soup that I did not wash were still in the sink. And it just made me feel bad that I think she was waiting for me to clean it. The next day was departure day, Thursday morning. I said, should I tell her to clean up this place or should I just keep quiet? The Airbnb lady is going to think that we're both dirty. I need to say this to you guys. If you're an international person, you're always traveling, please note that you are a representation of your country. If tomorrow someone hates Nigerians and says Nigerians are dirty, it could be because of you. Don't make it be because of you. If tomorrow someone says, oh, I don't like Pakistani, I don't like Italians, I don't like people from Ghana, don't let it be because of you. Be the person that they see and they're like, oh, Nigerians, they're so amazing. The last time they stayed in my apartment, they cleaned the place really nice. I'd like to host Nigerians again. Be that person because you are a representation of your country, whether you like it or not. You don't have to be the president first. If you stay in an Airbnb, leave a good example. If you're meeting people in an international setting, be a good example. And I was embarrassed because I didn't want the Airbnb ladies to come and think that Nigerians were dirty or that we were both dirty. When I texted my sister, I was like, I don't want the Airbnb lady to come and think that two of us are dirty. And she was laughing. So when my friend was leaving, the kitchen, the plates were still there from Tuesday night. This is Thursday morning. So I asked her, forgetting the elephant in the room. She's like, what? Those plates in the sink. And she said, and they have a cleaner now. Clean. Let the cleaner see something to do. This was the best opportunity to prolong this conversation and say, oh, so you didn't clean it on Tuesday because you believed that I was the cleaner that will clean it on Tuesday. And you didn't clean it yesterday, Wednesday, because you believed I was the cleaner that will clean it on Wednesday. And today being Thursday, your day of departure, you're hoping there's a cleaner that cleans it. What is interesting is that my friend is married, so it started making me think, how do you keep your matrimonial home? I've never been to a house, but I just started to imagine there would be dirt everywhere. I just started to imagine it would be smelly and dirty and disorderly. I just started to imagine so many things. Like, I was like, even if you have a cleaner, you don't do that. Yet you have to at least respect yourself. Even though you have a cleaner, you have to respect yourself because cleaners talk. Cleaners have their own small community where they talk, and you don't want them to be talking trash about you and talking about how dirty you are. And people will talk about you anyway, but at least let them not say you're dirty. They shouldn't say nasty things about you. They would say nasty things anyway, but don't don't give them justification. So at that point, I was just like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. I've enjoyed my friendship with her. I just didn't know that she was a terrible house guest. All the people that have ever stayed with me, they were amazing, nice guests. Um, they would offer to help, and I would be the one to say, "Oh no, don't worry." Some of them would even insist, but this one never even offered, and also was abandoning the work for me. It just felt like all I had to do there was take care of a handicapped person. I didn't feel like my friend came. I felt like I got an extra work, extra menial unpaid work abroad. I didn't feel like my friend came. And if she can see this video, if she ever sees this video, I didn't feel like my friend came. I just felt like I had to go do overtime extra menial job somewhere, something I said I would never do abroad. I didn't feel appreciated, respected. I didn't feel like my friend came. And I just wanted to rant this on social media, and I thank you guys for listening. And you're asking me too many personal questions. I want to now say shout out to everyone. I started off by singing Noul Ashia, salut. Nabu, salut. Salut. So I read boo, so I said salut. Noul Ashia again. Nabu. Ibracadabra. What a name. Il n'y a que des Français ici. Oh, oui, oui, oui. Oui, non, c'est que parfois je parle en anglais et parfois je parle français. Alors, c'est comme si ma chaîne attire et les Français, et les francophones, et les anglophones. So I'm saying that my channel attracts both English speakers and French speakers. Um, I'm doing shout outs. Shout out Delphine. Shout out Hakan. Shout out Eniola. It was so nice to talk to all of you, and I was really just putting this video out here as a memoir, as a bookmark of an experience so I don't forget, because I really want to talk to someone and I'm on a social media break now. That means I'm not going to be on my WhatsApp communicating one-on-one with my friends and family. I'm not going to be on my Instagram as I should be. I'm just going to try to just sit down and write journals and internalize and evaluate and work on myself. Also, it it's the first month of the year for me. Many people say it's January. I feel like it's March. So it's the first month of the year for me. So I'm just really reorganizing myself, trying to internalize, find out who I am, why I do certain things, why do I still let people walk over me, why am I so quiet even if I know that my mouth's no good? Because I don't want to hurt people's feelings, but why do people hurt mine? that's just it. Bye. I don't know if you guys heard anything I said. I was like, I don't want to hurt people's feelings, but why do people hurt mine? That this is the first month of the year for me, not January. And so I'm taking time to talk here because I don't want to be on WhatsApp. I'm trying to control my 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 human contact around me now. I'm trying to be more. I don't know. I've already always thought that I had the most amazing friends, but I think the way you were brought up and the way another person brought up can be very important to can be a very important element to the way you guys live together, because it's like your normal and that person's normal start to clash, because you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I like peace and quiet in my living space because that's what I grew up with. I like harmony and working together in my living space because that's how I grew up. So you can have an amazing friend that is wonderful, but is a terrible housemate. I started thanking God that there wasn't any situation where we had to squat, where I had to live with her or she had to live with me. It would have been the end long ago because I can't tolerate that level of dirtiness, nonchalance. I can't tolerate that level of lack of consideration, turning on the lights anyhow, so much noise, not wanting to participate in chores, not wanting to help, wanting to be fed, not wanting to take your plate back to the kitchen, not offering to do dishes. I can't tolerate that. It gave me PTSD of living with my aunt. It gave me real PTSD that I had to talk to my mom. It gave me real PTSD of living with my aunt. I just felt like I was living with my aunt. I felt really bad, unappreciated, used. She's my friend, so she has maybe other ways of reciprocating, but I just felt it wasn't enough. Like, I felt like I need to have this conversation with her. And my sister was like, let it go. I'm like, no, I know we'll have this conversation. So maybe I'm just putting it on YouTube so I remember, just in case we never have the conversation. And maybe years later, when our friendship is strengthened to the point where I could. And the thing is, she says things to me and gives me advice that sound funny and weird and too personal that I want to say. If I said similar things to you, I don't think we'll still be friends. So sometimes I just wonder, why is it that I understand boundaries, I respect boundaries, I understand limits, I understand where the lines are that I don't cross, but some people don't understand where the lines are with other people. Bye, guys. Let me take screenshots of these funny, of these funny conversations. Mon amour, je t'aime. Oh, il y a que de français ici. Oui, on parle français. Hi, if you're just joining, I'm leaving now. I started up with a song. I remember when you came into my life. It was only once upon a time. Love was in the air. I don't know the lyrics. They were dancing to the sweetest melody. Held you in my arms. Da 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 da. Na 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 na. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Bye. I'm going off. You can go off. I wanna log off. Oh, more people are joining. I was gonna say you can go off. I wanna log off now. I'm done singing. Take care. Mwah. Love you guys. May all things work together for your good. Have a blessed week. Meet nice people. Make more money. Happiness. Open doors. Favor. Love. All the sweet things you desire. Take care. Bye.